What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe here, and today we are here with a really big toy review here, man. I mean, it's quite a bit of stuff up here, and also I had to pull out the big table for all this here. We're looking at the Zords to make the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord, as well as also the Morpher and the power coins that go in the Morpher, the Blade Blaster, some extra accessories that do go with it, and this Dragon Ball. Now you're wondering what the heck the Dragon Ball has to do with Power Rangers and everything. I mean, it would be cool to have a Dragon Ball Z Power Rangers type thing. I guess, I don't know exactly how that would go. Like if it would be part anime, part live action, or maybe the Power Rangers would become anime style. I would say more like the Power Rangers would go anime style over into the DBZ world or something like that. But anyway, by the way, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-star ball. We're gonna go into this a little bit later. There's something inside this Dragon Ball that actually goes with all of this, and this is the best way to keep up with but you'll find out in just a second. It actually has to do with the Megazord there. So anyway, let's see what we're gonna take a look at first. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the smaller things like the Morpher right here. We got the Morpher, and then of course these power coins, they go inside the Morpher and everything. You got the little buttons here, and should have closed that up. But you could pull this down and you stick your hand in it. That's how you would hold the Morpher. That's a lot of times how they would hold it in the show. Like, it's Morphin time! And of course you got where you can turn it on and off, and of course a demo mode for when it was in the store. Got these from Target, by the way. So with this, to play with this, you turn it on, and you can, okay, that's okay, the right button. And oh, that's right, you also have to have the coins inside for this to work. So we're gonna take the Mastodon coin first, see what, see. As you can see. And this button over here opens it up.
Morphin time!
Yep.
It's Morphin time!
And it's different phrases according to the power coin.
Mastodon! Let's take him down!
Kind of sounds like Zack a little bit.
It's Morphin time!
Okay, now let's take that out. Let's see what the other coins do. Oop. Oh no, it's malfunctioning. It's almost like the Broken Morpher episode when Adam pulled out the Broken Morpher. Adam, no, it's too big of a risk. No, Adam, don't do it. It's Morphin time. Mastodon. Yep, and then of course, when this just a blank Morpher with no power coin. Of course, I think it was like in a different color. But the blank, no Morpher, no power coin inserted Morpher. Tommy had that. That was actually the Master Morpher, where he was able to access all the different Rangers that he is there. The Dino Thunder Black Ranger. The Red Zeo Ranger, would say Red Turbo Ranger, but he didn't go into that. Anyway, Red Zeo Ranger, White Tigerzord Ranger, which also, he also did with the Falcon. He also even summoned the Falcon Zord. And of course, the most iconic one Tommy's been, the Dragon Zord, Green Ranger. So now we got the Pterodactyl Power Coin. Now, if these, I'm not sure if it's the actual I don't think it's the actual ones that are doing it. I'd be surprised if it was, but it's probably, you know, some new actor, some, you know, some people that they hired to sound just like you know, Jason, Trini, Zach, and Kimberly and Jason and Billy, yes, Billy. So that's probably what went on there. Sort of kind of makes me think of you know, season one when they had the departure of Jason, Trini, and Zach for the peace conference. But of course, you know, we a lot of us a lot of us know what went on behind the scenes. You know, if you don't, you know, probably if you want, you know, they got videos on that, because trust me, that'd be a whole nother topic there. So yeah, if you're a newcomer to Power Rangers and you're like, wait, what is he talking about? Yeah, just look up, you know, stuff about Jason, Trini, and Zach and what happened with the actors there. But anyway,
Dinosaur power! Pterodactyl! Yeah! Time to beat these beasts! Dinosaur power! Pterodactyl!
okay. Oh, you get to hear the pterodactyl sound too. Okay, let's it's kind of they stick in there really well, by the way. Yeah, and how you get them out, you kind of have to, yeah, kind of push on that a little bit to get them in and out there. But just be careful, you know, put enough force to get them out, but be careful not to put too much force on them there.
Trini here, let's do it! Saber-tooth tiger!
Honestly, that voice for that's supposed to be Trini. The whoever's playing this voice for the Morpher recording sounds more like Trini's daughter. Yeah, it's kind of, yes. The Mindy, I think Min. That's right. But yeah, it sounds more like her daughter.
We need dinosaur power, now!
Okay, now that sounds like Trini.
Saber-tooth tiger!
Well, then again, I guess, you know, obviously a daughter and a mother would sound kind of similar. I mean, sort of like a dad and a son. Sort of like, you know, what we have in the Proud Family, where Wizard Kelly Jr. sounds so much like his father, Wizard Kelly, that it's almost as if they're played by the same actor. My daddy is rich and he owns all of y'all. That Wiz will bring good time, y'all. Leave Penny Proud behind. That's right. That's right. Yes, my son's running for student president. That's right. That's right. It all started with an orange basketball. It's hard. So yeah, so we got Saber-tooth tiger here.
Let's blast them!
Sound like the Saber-tooth tiger walking
We need dinosaur power, now!
and roaring.
Saber-tooth tiger!
And also, it would have been kind of cool if they added in, for Trini, if they added in, like, say, some of what she might have said when she did that praying mantis style there. Okay. Right, almost. Okay, so now, Billy, the Triceratop.
Kimberly up!
Wait. Oh, wait. That's not. This is Billy's power coin morpher.
I'm here and ready.
There we go.
Triceratops! Dinosaur power! Triceratops! Yeah! I'm here and ready.
Oh, it's so nostalgic. Yeah.
Dinosaur power! Triceratops! Yeah!
Yeah, one thing you got to definitely give. One thing, you know, characters like Billy, like any of your nerd characters like Billy that became that also doubled as superheroes. Billy, Peter Parker, trying to think who no, Billy, Peter Parker. Then I know later we had Cam and Ninja Storm, who became the Green Samurai Ranger. But yeah, any nerd characters like that, that doubled as superheroes really, and Clark Kent. He probably I guess you could count Clark Kent because of the glasses there. Yeah, so he could possibly count. Maybe you could possibly say now some of y'all watching might feel a little different, but that's okay. Could possibly say Barry Allen or Wally West, possibly as both of them being the Flash, or Wally West being Kid Flash or the Flash. But yeah, any of those type of characters that double as superheroes really showed that really showed that anybody could be a hero, especially Power Rangers in general, since you had 5 different teams with attitude of different caricatures. There, Billy was the nerd, Kimberly was sort of the Valley Girl cheerleader, and also gymnastics. And Zach, was that cool dude to hang out with the hip hop keto and yo, what's up? How you doing? What's cracking? As Chris Rock say, what's crack a lacking? And then you had Trini, who was sort of the jack of all trades. There, she's sort of just I let's see. Really, I guess like just a character of her own. You could say, sort of one to kind of keep everybody together a bit, which would explain why she kind of could, like with Billy and his inventors and stuff, kind of interpreting Billy's techno babble, or sort of go toe to toe with Jason, be cool with Zach, and just be girls with Kimberly. See, so she sort of blended in with each one of them there, but still had her own personality. She would be looking out for a lot of them, sort of kind of in a protective way. Another way you could say she was like and I think all of them were like this. All the Rangers, including Trini, were like brothers and sisters to each other. Sort of like Mystic Force, how they were brothers and sisters. Now, of course, later Tommy, had his little crush on Kimberly, and there was that, and of course, then eventually, the Dear John and Tom. Then it was Tommy and Kat, and blah 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 blah, and of course, everybody's gonna have their I want Tommy X Kimberly, Tommy X Kat, and then they'll go back and forth. Yeah, okay, but yeah, you had that there. Yeah, so anyway, don't want to go too far to that. The 5 of them, Jason. Yeah, and also Jason, yeah, pretty much, leader, calling the shot, real big tough guy and everything. Especially like one scene where he wanted to throw hands with Bulk, because Bulk was trying to show that he could do ballet, and he kicked Jason's stool that he was sitting on, almost as they pretty much made him fall on the floor. Jason jumped up like that kid Jaden Smith punched in Karate Kid. Jumped up and Zach had to hold Jason back. He was about to throw hands with Bulk there. And I don't know if that was like he was like as character he was gonna throw hands with him, or maybe he actually kind of snapped like Austin St. John broke character and was about to snap there. But anyway, that's just my guesses there. But yeah, the first 5 of them before Tommy came along, yeah, they definitely had, in my opinion, more of a brother-sister vibe, because you never really some people just hear me out. You do have you got some people that will try to ship characters together, like Billy and Tree and stuff like that. But they never. But the thing is, they never really you know, out of the five of them before Tommy, they never show, you know, like, anything like that toward one another, like the way Kimberly and Tommy did there. Amongst the five of them, yeah, they were just like hanging together, like as, again, brothers and sisters, or like me and Casey, or even me and EJ. So yeah, that seemed like the way they looked up at each other without really saying it. Especially like I say, Trini and Billy. They as a Trini, the way her and Billy was, it's almost like she was looking out for her little brother. Yeah, the way, you know, because like I say, the protective side of her, and also she treated the other Rangers like her siblings there. Yeah, with her, you know, rushing out to help them and everything. So that's really, like I say, in my opinion, I feel like, yeah, the first five of them are act more like siblings, and that's why you never really got any romantic interest amongst any of the five, and you only got a romantic interest between Tommy and Kimberly. So, and as to my Miracle Crew member Janara, yeah, that definitely leaves the door open for her and Billy. Yeah. So yeah, just letting you guys know in this video, Billy X, we support Billy X Janara. So yeah, that's so just to clarify that there, and yeah, that's what we're standing by, regardless of what others say. Yeah, yeah, Billy and Janara, that is real cute to see. You know how they do that on her Facebook page and stuff. So yeah, so good old Billy. Definitely my favorite as growing up as a kid, because he wore glasses and was blue. And I was like, yeah, guy with glasses is a Power Ranger. Like, I could be a Power Ranger too. I'm most affirmative. Yeah, little guy. It's like, you could definitely be a Power Ranger, Gabe. Thanks, Billy. So, yeah, that's what it would have been. Just imagine if I was back when I was a kid, if I had met like the character Billy, or even David Yost in person there, man. Yep, and once again, really appreciate him giving that birthday shout out to Janara too there. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's on the channel there. Back her birthday back in January. And last but not least, we got the Tyrannosaurus. The lead, Jason.
We need dinosaur power now! Tyrannosaurus!
Oh yeah.
We need dinosaur power now! Tyrannosaurus!
Oh yeah.
Hi-ya! It's Morphin time!
Now, and like I said before, these actually sound they sound like, you know, some people trying to impersonate them. Nothing against, you know, the people that they got for the recording. Like I say, they're doing their job. And they do, even if they don't sound completely like them, I do applaud them for giving the energy, because I mean that's just as important as the performance. It's sort of like Krang from the Ninja Turtles. You know, the cartoon Krang was like, "Oh, Shredder, I need a body." But then the live action movie from Michael Bay, whether you like or hate it, was like, "Oh, did I get a little tentacle mucus on you, Shredder? Oh, now put me back in, robot!" Wow. But like I say, they had the not only energy but also the mannerism of Krang, just in different voices. So that's an important thing. You know, if you know, for especially any of y'all that's, you know, getting casted like our boy EJ, you know, getting casted for plays and movies, you know, even if you sound different than maybe what somebody else played the character that you're playing, if you give the energy and great performance, chances are you can still get the role. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes, you know, you can give it a different flavor, like like how we've had so many different Spider-Man there. So yeah, that's how I look at it there. Matter of fact, the recording for Jason in here sounds like the replacement Jason when they were before Rocky came along there. When they had the voice double in some of the episodes when Jason wasn't actually in the suit. Oh man, we need dinosaur power now. But again, like I say, he gave the energy, and I'm just gonna admit, my wife and I kind of have we enjoyed the episodes, and we kind of laughed a bit with the voice double, kind of making little lighthearted jokes about the whole switching of the voices thing. Like it's like, wow, guys, have you anything to say? just kind of like I say, not to make fun of them or anything, but just just kind of having fun with watching it and everything. So, yep. So there we go with that. Gonna turn this off. Guess I'll leave that power coin in. As you see, I got red. So let's move this to the side here. Well, we got that taken care of. And let's talk about the Blade Blaster. Yes, the Blade Blaster up. So yeah, they all six of them would have this. Even Tommy had one of these there, because he used it in his first appearance, Green with Evil. Matter of fact, he threw it at Jason, just like, "You think you're so tough? Throw it at." I was like, no, he said, "You think you're so tough? Try taking me on with pleasure." Ah. or if you go by the Sentai with Burai, like, "Die to the job, die." So yeah, either one of those versions there. So anyway, seems like I don't have this back far enough, but I'll fix that in a second. So yeah, this will be the Blade Blaster. It actually does not. I guess it just turns itself off automatically because I don't see no switch or anything like the Morpher. Just this one button. So when you start playing with it or press that button, yeah, it starts activating. So let's get yeah, so that yeah, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to get it all the way back. So that's the way it's supposed to be. See, sort of kind of got like the teeth there. That's kind of look like teeth there. And you got, see the detail of it and everything. Yeah, Power Rangers, or if this was an import from Japan, it would say Zoo Ranger. Zoo Ranger. So, yeah, there we go. And so you press this button, you get the different phrases.
Let's blast him!
Of course, that would have fit more for the blaster mode.
Time to beat these beasts! Lock on and fire! Blade blasters!
Yeah, be careful. Don't. This is from a toy. YouTube, don't copyright strike me. This is a toy. I'm reviewing a toy. No, I'm not taking the rights of Power Rangers. So.
Let's blast him! Lock on and fire!
And of course, to change it into blaster mode, Blade Blaster up. Now what? Okay, just in case you missed it. Okay, so what you do? Take that apart, then you take this in right here, push it in. There you go, blade. And when you push it in, the blade disappears. Pull it out, blade comes out. And you got your blade, and you got the blaster mode. Or as they say, I don't know, I haven't been able to find this YouTube video. This was like really old. I do have it recorded on DVD in one of the other rooms here in the house where we could watch it on TV. And it's a good thing I do, because we cannot find this on YouTube. Low budget Power Rangers. Like, what if Power Rangers had like not just a low budget, but had to pretty much do Power Ranger films at their house, and didn't even have like the official costumes and stuff. They had them. They just put on like regular clothes and stuff like that matched the colors. They didn't even have the budget for a pink and yellow Ranger in their film. They're just red, blue, and black. And then I think like in the sequel they had red, blue, and white Ranger. So yeah, go figure. But yeah, it's but one thing they kind of made a comment about when they were sword fighting with one of the villains in their little film is that, don't you know, in every Power Ranger film, the weapon becomes a blaster.
It's Morphin time.
No.
Let's take him down.
Yep. So yeah, they had that going there. So that's how this is how the Blade Blaster works and everything. So pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna set this to the side now to get to the main event, which is the Zords! The Megazord! The Zords to form the Megazord. We need dinosaur power now! Roar! And you know, they come out, roar! Tyrannosaurus, roar! 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 Come out, I think he came out like the mountains or a volcano. Then it looked like the saber-toothed tiger came out of one. To show you more of the details of the Tyrannosaurus, by the way. Yep, see, you got that. It's not bad there. Got a few little, oh wait, that's okay, that's some. Okay, so anyway, you got, yeah, that's like I say, pretty much like the Tyrannosaurus there. Got your tail and everything. And of course, not just Tyrannosaurus, but any of the Zords, their movements are kind of limited there because, you know, they combine to form the Megazord. And, you know, that's okay. Because, you know, this is the, also, these are 90s toys. Now, this is actually from the Reignition line, but yeah, they're, so they do have some updates, but they still have the classic 90s appeal. And you know, a lot of 90s toys, like I say, they would have some limitations, but what made them really cool was was they put gimmicks in a lot of them, or just they were just dang cool all around. So you know, yeah, we 90s kid, you know, we just enjoyed the simple life of a lot of these toys, you know. And yeah, to say, you know, not saying anything against, like, advancing the toys or anything like that. Because I mean, that's still cool. It just all depends on the toy. That's how I look at it. It depends on the toy, regardless of what time period it comes from. It's all in the toy. So. Yep, so you got the Tyrannosaurus feet and everything. Only thing he can kind of move is his Tyrannosaurus arms. That's due to the transformation. And of course, as you saw earlier, his mouth. Roar, roar, roar. And then, of course, the saber-toothed tiger. Saber-toothed tiger does have some movements, mostly in the arms. The legs, sorry, up to the legs there. Really good ratchets, by the way. Can move the head, also because of the transformation, which includes the tusk there. We'll get to that in a minute. Also, now I've seen some other saber-toothed tiger figures before this one came out that I got, before these came out, that they re-released. There was some, I think there's a YouTuber called Conehead Productions. Look him up. He's got some pretty good stuff. But he had his Power Ranger toys. The saber-toothed tiger actually had joint movement on his there. I kind of wish they put that on all the saber-toothed tigers. That would have been nice, because he said one thing about it, the saber-toothed tiger had quite a bit of movement there because of that there. Yep. Sorry, just checking something on my phone there. Anyway, but yeah, had a lot of movement. Now, I will say this is one of the things that they added for this release. The tail has missile launching action. This was because, in the show, the saber-toothed tiger and the triceratops would be firing lasers from their tails and stuff, because they had like a little cannon tip on the tail. And so they decided to put this missile on these here. The other ones that we got, before this didn't have that though. I will say it is a cool thing to add to it. I kind of wish maybe they just made the missile like the same color as the tail, to sort of blend in a little bit. I get what they're going for. It's supposed to kind of simulate the laser, but yeah, I would rather it look, like a complete tail. So yeah, blend the missile in like a complete tail, or even make the tail longer and make it where the missile goes in there, and that way you see more of the tail than the missile until you fire it, and you can imagine the lasers like so this is how your missile works. You go here, and let's raise it up just a little bit. So fire it this way. Okay, come on. That way, I don't want to lose the missile, by the way. That's why. Ah! Oh! Curse you, angels! Oh no! The giant hand is getting back up! Ah! Ah! Get back up, you giant hand, and destroy those rangers! The giant hand! So, yeah. Well, I tell you what, if you think that's silly, you should have seen one of my comics I had where I had Garfield and some random, 4 of the random cats morphing the Mighty Morphin Cat Rangers, and they were fighting an evil tongue. supposed to be a joke on Odie, and then the tongue grew. I forgot to put in, magic wand, make my tongue monster grow. Bzz, dun dun. And Garfield and his cat friend said, "We need dinosaur power now." And because I was, in elementary when I wrote the comic, I think I had a lot of the words misspelled in the comic there. So, yeah, know how it is there back, before you learn how to spell different things in the shows you watch there. And there's a Triceratop here. I thought maybe the horns move, but no, they don't. There, he can move his head up and down. Matter of fact, if you ever watch Zoo Ranger the Sentai, there was a scene where I think when they went to get like the power weapons there from this ancient temple, they were gonna use the Zords to carry them in there, but the Zords ejected the Zoo Rangers out, saying that you have to get the weapons yourself. We cannot help you in that because the whole earning of the weapons thing, earning what you get. And it was like they're trying to tell us something. And there's one scene, not sure completely the whole dialogue, but in one scene the Triceratops shook his head like sort of like that there. So yeah, it's pretty much what you get with the Triceratops. These don't really run, but I mean it does look cool though. They're not like actual running treads, but yeah, it is still cool that they have that. Like the saber-tooth tiger, you can, oh no, magic wand, make my hand monster grow. Hello, Rangers! I'm the hand! Oops! Got you! Don't you worry, Jason. I'll take care of this hand monster with my missile. Ah! Got him! Way to go, Billy! Now let's finish off this hand monster. So, yep. So that's how that works there. Having too much fun over here. Then, of course, you have the pterodactyl. Like the Tyrannosaurus, opens its mouth there. and it would come out. I think it would also come out like a volcano or something like that. And yeah, you look under there, you have the Megazord chest, which this is show accurate too. Yeah. One thing I know me and EJ, we talked about with the Zords in general, especially like in the early seasons, yeah, and even still kind of now, whenever it came to making the Pink Ranger Zord, any of the Pink Rangers, yeah, you see some pink detail in it, but yeah, when they form the Megazord, this is what you see. It's this big red chest. So thing was, they would never make them completely pink. Even like the Firebird for the Thunderzords. Now, some cases I kind of can understand some cases. Like, okay, from a marketing value back then, they felt like, boys ain't gonna want to play with stuff that's pink and stuff like that. So they sort of would limit stuff like, you have a Pink Ranger, but yeah, they sort of limited. They sort of were real. There was a certain way they would sell it into toys and stuff like that, so the boys would keep buying it. Yeah, because as we all know, girls ain't gonna buy Power Rangers. Yes. Bunch of ingrates. So, yeah. Apparently they don't think that there's any girl fans. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, that is a load of crap. So yeah, I'm just gonna say load of crap. Because it's family friendly here. So yeah, that's a load of crap. Because hello, Casey, big Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fan. Basically, in her case, I think she's more of the classic MMRP. Obviously Janara is a big fan there because of Billy. And of course, several other girls nowadays. Because I've gone to TikTok a few times and seen some girls pretty much similar to Janara with Megazords and stuff like that, talking about the Power Rangers there. So yeah, it can be for boys and girls. So anyway, but yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, me and EJ talked about this with the pink toys, for the Power Ranger, the pink Zords. They put a little pink detail, but they always tried to make sure, other colors, to blend in with the other Zords. I will now, not just from a marketing point, but also now some of the Megazords, I kind of can see some of the Megazords, not all of them, but some of them actually kind of make sense why they might not, go with this shade of pink over to dominate the entire Zord, because, just hear me out. If you look at the Thunder Megazord, the Firebird, it's not even really any pink in the Firebird that we notice. Mostly it's kind of reddish like the Red Dragon Zord. And, the Firebird forms sort of like this night skirt for the Megazord. But, sort of like, like a warrior type thing, sort of like the equivalent of, how men in Scotland wear kilts and stuff like that. So, yeah, that kind of thing. So, yeah, but see, if they had made the Firebird pink, and I learned this because I had a comic that was an animated Power Rangers comic with the Firebird being completely solid pink in the comic. And when they put the Zords together, it made it look like the Thunder Megazord had a pink skirt on there. So kind of can understand just a little bit, but I still feel like there's a way that they could have done that. Maybe if not all the Zords, maybe at least there was some Zords they could have worked out something. Heck, maybe why not just make the pterodactyl attach on the back like wings so the Megazord could fly? Because nowadays they got some models of the Megazord where it can do that. So anyway, but they didn't think about that back then. So, and also limited the Sentai footage. So we got this with the pterodactyl. And last but not least, the grooving Mastodon for the hip hop Zack. I think that's how I was trying to make the Mastodon sound when it come out of the glaciers. It's the moving his feet. Now I don't know why, but for some reason I sounded like Mr. Brown from Medea. Brown, hey, stop making all that noise in there. I'm trying to make the sound that the Mastodon makes, Medea. Well, quit making that sound there. You sound terrible. So anyway, so you got the Mastodon. Yeah, you got real good detail there. Pretty kind of moves the trunk a little bit there, but the rest of it pretty much a brick. The parts now it can move back in the back, but that's for the Megazord formation. So yeah, I'm not gonna spoil that there. Let's get a little more look at the details here. Yeah, bottom up, and it's almost like I'm showing off a car here. And you see the details of this Mastodon and the mileage it has there, and all the details on the inside, the interior of the Mastodon. So, and now if you want the Mastodon, we could go inside the office and discuss the monthly payments. Also, now you notice this little emblem up here looks kind of like an M a little bit. Now I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. I'm assuming if it is an M, I guess it stands for Mastodon or Mammoth there, because you know when they translated this to Power Rangers, a lot. If you were like me, you probably just thought the M was for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers there, but even though the Sentai is called Zoo Ranger, you would think there'd be a Z or something, but which they did get a Z. I think when the Megazord came along there, had a big Z laser thing for one of the formations with the Megazord. Wham! And then, of course, we have the Dragon Ball. Now, let's see what's inside. Okay, so inside the Dragon Ball, I have kept these little figurines. These did come with the Zord. They actually, because each of the Zords are, oh, sorry. Each of them are packaged separately, and each of them come with different things for the Megazord, which is why, you collect all the all 5 Zords to make the Megazord there. So with the, let me see if I can zoom in on them here. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So these figurines came with the actually, I think they came with, I want to say the pterodactyl. Yeah, they came with the pterodactyl. They came. That's what I think. Because like I said, because I've thrown the packaging away and everything. Because when I got home, just like any kid that gets a new toy, I have to open it immediately to play with it. Because I'm a big kid at heart. So, of course, I'm going to open it and toss aside the packaging. Now, of course, I did have had some videos where I have done an unboxing, but it's pretty rare. Because, again, most of the time, I'm just get a toy, open it, and start playing with it. So, and it also came with these. These are the cannons for the tank mode there. So the pterodactyl came with these figurines and these for the tank mode there. Yeah, and of course, I think the sword, the power sword. This came with the Mastodon, surprisingly. I'm surprised it didn't come with the Tyrannosaurus, but it came with the Mastodon. I guess because the Mastodon forms the arms of the Megazord, so... Yeah, these... God, they're so little. Yeah, they get... they don't really have much of, like, the... Let's see, I'm trying to see, I can't even see, like, the imprint of, the little mouthpiece on the helmet. And, usually that'd be gray on these suits there. But, yeah, these are little. And I honestly don't know why they included this. I mean, I guess, you know, just a little extra, you know, like for display, stuff like that, I guess. But I mean, it's so small, you know. I mean, I know I'm not, I mean, obviously, I mean, even if a kid, even if you gave all this to a kid, you know, for them to play with, and even if they kept up with it, you know, and, you know, took care of, you know, everything, yeah, it's just, because I mean, you think let's think how a kid would think. What do they do? Yeah, because you're a kid, you want to do something with the toys, just like you know what I showed with the gimmicks and stuff. Um, yeah. Now I would. Now one thing I thought at first that maybe there was some way they went inside once you formed the Megazord, but that's not the case. And really, if they were going to include something like this, they should have made some way for them to go inside the Megazord there. Otherwise, they're just sitting there all to, you know, they just sit there. You know, that's it. You can't move. They don't have any, you can't move their arms or legs or anything. They just, you know, stuck in place. Sort of like those toy soldiers from Toy Story. And I can understand, yeah, now them I kind of can understand that, because I mean, that's just what they were. They didn't, the soldiers in Toy Story was just as they were, you know. But yeah, you see something like this with the Rangers, you're kind of going to be expecting them to go inside the Zord. So anyway, it's okay. I just, yeah, I'm just not too wild about this little accessory here, the Rangers, but well, the little mini Rangers. Now the bigger scale figures, yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, okay, so go back out and to say it's time for some. Sorry about that. Time for some Megazord power. And say, so first, before the Megazord, they would go into the tank mode and say, let's bring them together. And, you know, they all be rushing. You would see them from the side. They kind of like, let's see, kind of like so. Yeah, you'd be all rushing kind of to the side and everything. And, you know, pterodactyl beast flying in with a. And now I wish the saber-toothed tiger could open the mouth on the saber-toothed tiger like the way the pterodactyl and the tyrannosaurus do. So first off, you'd have yeah, you go off. They would show like a close-up on each one, and saber-toothed tiger would roar, and then. And go into place. And these will go up, okay. And then the Triceratop, and all things would happen with just the tail would go in, and now and then you know pterodactyl just gotta be flying around. It's like they kind of cut a few things with the Mastodon transformation because of how it does, but I tell you what, they showed a lot more than what the 2017 did there. So, and one thing about it, you at least knew still where each one was going. So, yeah, Tyrannosaurus, it's gotta yeah, move this up here, move the legs into place. And then kind of let's see, a little bit more. And I think I get this right. I might be putting it on different, but I guess I don't think it really matters. Like Janet Jackson doesn't really matter, but yeah, you can tell me if this is right or not in the comment section. Just saying, any of y'all. Let's say. Then they would all kind of combine at once, like both of these. And then also, you know, with the Mastodon, kind of take the head, and what you do, you take this little piece out, kind of raise Tyrannosaurus head up a little bit, stick it right in there. Yep, kind of do like that. And then you sort of open it up. And now you're going to raise these up. Don't bring this out yet, but yeah, we're gonna just straighten them out, keep the Mastodon feet in place, because that's where you're gonna attach the cannons at the bottom of the Mastodon feet. Oh boy, come on. There we go. Kind of got a little stuck there. Okay. And you got these little clip-ons here, so you sort of get it onto the Tyrannosaurus' back, snap them into place, and now you got the tank. And the only thing you need now is those cannons. Now I will say, this is not a complaint. As Deadpool say, we're just talking. So we're just talking. I like the saber-toothed tiger. How I wish that the missile blended more in with the tail, with the cannons, and this is one. It got them kind of in a pink color. First thing I kind of thought maybe they attached to the pterodactyl some kind of way, but they don't. So I kind of wish that they had made these just maybe like regular missile color, or maybe yellow like the way the saber-toothed tiger was. Yeah, this probably could have been yellow because it would have the yellow firing power there. I'm just saying. But anyway, get that. And kind of work it in there. Okay, maybe the other one. Yeah, let's try the other one. Okay, I don't think it really matters, but yeah, you just kind of got to work it in there. So yeah, then there's one more thing you need. Now, it's you could kind of go without it, but they want everybody. But everybody, they want everybody to be involved. Makes sense. And what you do, you take the pterodactyl right between the mammoth feet that are back here, and just sort of work it in there. Sort of, gotta be careful though. Yeah, it just sort of clips in there. It's not super secure, but I mean that's pretty much what you do. Raise up a little bit, and there you'd have the tank mode there. Yeah. And you can raise the tail up just a little bit if you want, or just keep it laying down, like just maybe like detach it and just have it lay there like that, or raise it up. It's probably because even if you raise it up, it's just gonna flop back down. Only way it'll stay up is in the Megazord mode when it latches to the back. Kind of raise its head up a bit. Lock on and fire! Take this, Rangers! Hit him again! Jason, that blow doesn't seem like it's phasing him at all. All right then, it's time for some Megazord power. Say, time for Megazord battle mode sequence. Ring, 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 ring. And of course the oh yeah, and I forgot to show the missile launch of that there. Yeah, so to simulate the laser blast, the switches are right here. This little dark gray switch. So you go in there, big hand monster shows up. And it's a good thing I did that, because I fired these things when I was playing with it, when I was first kind of playing with this, and I almost, thank God, I was able to get it away from under there. But I think it was this one or the saber-toothed tiger. One of the missiles got stuck under the bed. So yeah, that fires, and then of course, so put that off to the side there. Take these off, because now it's time for the Megazord mode. So Megazord battle mode sequence. And of course, you go and get the pterodactyl out the way. And So then, of course, this would happen. Megazord sequence has been initiated. Yep, and then Mammoth, this would disappear. Now they do use this as a shield in Megazord mode, but most of the time if they didn't do that, it just was gone. It's sort of like Optimus Prime's trailer in G1 Transformers. It just disappeared whenever Optimus transformed to robot mode there. So, yeah, so show it from the back just like in the show. So, let's see. I'm trying to come in now. I know I have to raise it up in just a second. Yeah, get this wrapped up, yeah. Cause I got some other things to take care of. And yeah, it'd be like, yeah, then of course from the back it'd be. And you know, they show the, oop, careful there. And from the front, it would be, because it is kind of, it's pretty it's more flexible than I thought it was, to be honest there. Let's see, kind of zoom out a little bit. Have to raise my camera up. But yeah, kind of put this, go and get the tail attached behind there. And you're also going to want to get this out the way. The cannons from the tank mode, let's go on and put them right here on the Mammoth feet, just like in the show. Okay. And you can, and if you want, you can put the missiles back in there. I like that actually would be pretty cool to fire the missiles like that in Megazord mode too. Okay, and then yep, and then it rise up, like rise up and walk. Oh, and one of the missiles, the Triceratop missile fired there. That's one thing you gotta be careful of there. Let's say, careful not to. You can keep the missiles in if you keep the missiles inside. While he's in, you know, Megazord mode or even just the other Zords in general, just be careful to only fire the missile when you want to fire it. That way you don't lose the missiles there. And even when you want to, still be careful not to lose them there. Because, yes, let's see, I'm just making sure the head's all the way up. Okay, they are. Okay, so now you have that, and it's getting pretty bright outside. You can see the light from outside, from the daylight there. Do apologize about that. So that's another reason I'm trying to wrap this up, because it's getting pretty bright out there. And yes, a little late to turn the table around. Matter of fact, I'm still doing spring cleaning, so I gotta move this table out of this room, to be honest. There, so that's one reason. I'm just gonna put that to the side. Yes. Getting on my nerves. Okay, so yeah, then be on like that. Then the pterodactyl would fly in. Then, you know, all four. And then once that was formed, open up. Come on. Yeah, open them up. Tyrannosaurus head goes in, and it goes back up. Let's see, come on. Goes back up, and then the pterodactyl give you a big old chest plate. And then of course, zoom in on the big guy, because I want a close up of this. Yeah, then have these little things. Megazord activated. And there you have the Megazord. Yeah, it was simply just called the Megazord. This was Power Rangers' introduction to America then. That's how we called them. Of course, anybody who's watched the Sentai or probably, you know, looking it up to watch the Sentai series, for Zoo Ranger, they would call him Daijujin. Yeah. Daijujin! Dun 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 dun. Daijujin! Yes, I'm going to go guys to the code your site, okay? So, yeah. Daijujin, big guy. Matter of fact, I think in their multi-parter of the Green Ranger saga, when the Green Ranger first introduced in the Sentai with Borai, there's an episode, I think the one where the solar eclipse happened that cut off the Megazord's power or Daijujin's power, and they actually went into some detail about like different things about Daijujin, how strong he was. He could punch through mountains and stuff like that. And I think he had I think they even gave measurements of him there. Linkara reviewed the Burai episodes, introduction episodes, and when they got to that episode, Linkara was like, and also he's single, ladies. So that's the Megazord. Yeah, it's pretty much just move the arms around. That's pretty much all you're gonna get for movement. Can't really move the head there. And yep, same as the other arm. You can get movement out of the legs. Just be careful when you do this. He surprisingly has some knee joints, so you can kind of simulate walking a bit. Oops. That's why I said be careful with how you move that. Yeah. So yeah, he can do that. And that's pretty much it, because no waist turn or head turn, but you know, at least he's pretty much other than the few movements he does have for this one, he is a brick. But unlike regular bricks, he's a cool brick. He's a brick. Do-do-do-do. House. Do-do-do. He's very cool now with all 5 Zords combined. He's a brick. Do-do-do-do. House. Do-do-do-do. Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops, Saber-tooth tiger, Mastodon and Pterodactyl. Oh, don't. And of course, you know, when they need to finish off the enemy, we need the power sword. And you go over and get it. And then, of course, you know, that power sled. And ironic, you know, I got the light from the daylight from the window back here. Also, I need, not right now, but some point I'm going to definitely get, like you see, I got blinds over there. I'm going to get some more blinds for this one over here in this room. And I also need a new curtain too. So, yeah, I guess we got to get some new stuff there. But we're getting it little by little. So, yeah, this is something that needs to be worked on. Matter of fact, the room that we're in right now is actually, we're planning for this to be the kid room. So that's another reason for the spring cleaning, getting everything cleaned out. So that way, when we finally have the first kid, this room will be theirs. This used to be my room as a kid there. And then, so, you know, when I was growing up. So, yeah, passing on the legacy, you know. But yeah, take that sword, go Power Ranger war, and all he be lighting up and everything, and then they say slash. Oh, so much for your hand, Rita. Go Power Rangers, mighty Morphin Power. And then sometimes they would have like this shot of them. Morphin Power Ranger. Yep. And also in the Sentai Zoo Ranger, when he do this, yeah, light up and everything, and they would have the music dun 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 dun, and you would hear, cause in the Sentai, him and the beast and the dinosaurs that make him up, they're supposed to be these robo lowercase g gods there. So the lowercase g god Daijujin, he would have this big voice he's speaking like, and I think they called the sword the big god horn. So, like, Asia Psychos. Dun, dun, dun. So he did that, and there's some actual scenes. Cause like I say, he talked in the Sentai, but of course they didn't do that for Power Ranger because they had a different thing in mind. But he talked in Zoo Ranger, and in the episode with Burai as the Green Ranger. You remember in Green with Evil how Jason was stuck fighting Goldar. Give me my power Morpher, Goldar. Now you're begging. First you're asking. Now you're begging. If you were worthy, you could take this from me, human. So yeah, since Jason was stuck, the other four had to take on the Green Ranger, Tommy, with the Sword of Darkness. Originally in the Sentai, Geki tried to confront Burai, and Burai got the Sword of Dark. I don't know what they called it in the Sentai, but Geki was unmorphed, and Burai slashed Geki's shoulder, severely injuring him. Where he did survive, but he severely injured Geki. So the other four had to fight him without Geki. And then during the fight, they did not summon the Daijuji or the Megazord. The Daijuji just popped up on his own, all built up, and was actually threatening to kill Burai. And Burai escaped. So yeah, and then he actually a second time at the end when they destroyed that Sword of Darkness, the Daijuji was actually wanting Geki to, like, you should end Burai for all the pain he's caused. And Geki was like, no, I can't do that. He's my brother. And so when they made amends, then the Megazord was like, okay, we can be cool. By the way, if you separate the Mastodon, Triceratop, and Saber-Tooth Tiger from me, they can combine with his Dragonzord or Dragon Caesar and make a new Megazord formation, and later we can do another formation and also summon Titanus. So yeah, pretty much that there. So yeah, try taking all that in. So yeah, that was that. Yeah, so that's pretty much. And also one other thing I forgot before I wrap this up. He can put the Mastodon head in here as a shield. Not exactly, I mean, it works. When you see it I don't know how you would think of this as a shield, but in the show, both Zoo Ranger and some episodes of Power Rangers, it actually does, it does shield the Megazord there, surprisingly, yeah. So, this is magic, so makes sense to me, I'll go with it. Mastodon shield, and sometimes it would reflect the blast back at the enemy, so that was a thing. But anyway, that's pretty much the Megazord and everything and all this glory. Yep, the Megazord, everybody. So yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed that and everything. Definitely give a like and share. I'm trying to stand them up a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better. So definitely give a like and share and subscribe. Definitely get our available books, and also support us on the Patreon. Just like the Iceman universe, also show him some love, support him, as well as also having access to different reactions he has, like Iceman. I'm sorry, Hey Arnold, Ed Nettie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, as well as also Naruto, One Piece and Spy Family, and a few others that he's working on. And also definitely support the Miracle Crew, yours truly, King Gabe, also Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, as well as also EJ the Supreme, and Janara Nelson. Yes. Yeah, I meant to say Janara Nelson, then EJ, because you know, the EJ the supreme title. So yeah, let me try to take two. King, yours truly, King Gabe, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, Janara Nelson, and EJ the Supreme. And also definitely hang out with us in the live streams on as well as also Discord, Facebook, and let's tell each other some stuff on that McCary app. And without further ado, we'll see y'all in the next video or live stream. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.